First, the bad news. SAP Business AI won't generate amusing holiday cards, but it will personalize career paths for your people and let you know which suppliers are best, so you can be ready for the next opportunity. Revolutionary technology, real-world results. That's SAP Business AI.
Hi, I'm Daniel Hill, Instagram speaker from Daniel Hill Media, and welcome to my Instagram Stories Flash Briefing, where I answer questions about Instagram, give you the tips and tricks you need to know to build a following, and give you any news updates that you need to know about the platform. The questions are read by my amazing wife, Lauren, who in her regular job is a history teacher. Here's today's question.
Today's question is, how many hashtags can I use on Instagram?
You can use up to 30 hashtags per post. Now, one thing I want to mention is that when it comes to using hashtags, using ones that are super popular probably isn't going to help you. If you were to use a hashtag like funny, which probably has billions of pictures attached to it, chances are no one's ever going to see your picture. If someone was to search for recent posts with the hashtag funny, they would just be updated so fast, every couple of seconds, that a post you would make would never be seen. Instead, use those 30 hashtags to experiment and also focus on trying to find more niche hashtags. For instance, ones about your specific town or the specific thing that you're interested in. Typically, try to focus on hashtags that have less than 500,000 posts, maybe even less than 100,000 posts. This way you can really narrow down your focus, and the people who will see your posts are the ones that will be most interested in what it is you have to offer. And now on to today's news. Yesterday I reported that CoverGirl had launched an Instagram-themed pop-up store in Times Square, and I promised to try to go by. I went today, and although the store was completely empty, I managed to use some of the Instagram products that they had in the store. If you want to see those, take a look at my story at Daniel Hill Media and watch them in the next 24 hours. The news I wanted to talk about today is a study carried out by social media analytics company called Quintly, which analyzed the usage of Instagram by looking at the performance of 44,000 Instagram business profiles and over 8.9 million posts between January 1st and September 30th, 2018. This study was really interesting because they looked at things like follower development, post type performance, length of post, usage of hashtags and emojis, posting times, and more. Now, I'm going to dive deeper into this study on future flash briefings, but there were some stats right away that I wanted to highlight. First, over the past 9 months, essentially, that they ran this study, the amount of increase of rate of followers was largest in the group of people who had 1,000 to 10,000 followers, which grew at a rate of 33%. The people who have 10 million followers grew at a rate of 17.8%, so 50% less growth from larger accounts. I say that because a lot of times we're jealous of the people who have thousands or millions of followers, but often it's easier to move the needle on a much smaller amount of followers to start with. So I think that's a really interesting takeaway. Check out this Quintly study. I'm going to be reviewing it as well, and I'll be sharing more takeaways in future flash briefings. That's all for today's news. If you'd like to hear more, please check out my podcast, The Instagram Stories, where on the most recent episode, Beverly, Teresa, and I get into some Instagram hacks that you need to know about. Look for that at danielhillmedia.com or wherever you get podcasts. Thanks for listening.